What you're about to watch is shared experiences with craft, community reinforcement and family training, which has been impacting families and changing the way families have been living with and dealing with addiction with a loved one. Two parents from the Partnership's Parent Support Network who will be sharing their experiences with craft in their own lives and how they've been helping other families by using craft. Addiction has impacted my family in a huge way. I had a twin brother and he overdosed. He struggled from his teen life with from smoking pot to cocaine to smoking angel dust, and the signs were there, but we didn't know how to help him. We had nothing. We had no materials. It was the big family secret, my brother's addiction. When he hit bottom, we hit bottom. We struggled in silence. One of the most devastating things in life was, when a twin loses a twin, to lose my twin brother, but even more devastating, it was watching my mother bury her child. But the story doesn't end there. I eventually adopted and raised his son, who was one at the time when he died. And it was amazing watching his son grow up and seeing so much of my brother and him. And there was so much of my brother in him because at the age of 14, he developed, I don't know if he developed, but his addiction came out.
I have two sons who are in recovery, sons that I love very, very much and I'm very proud of. My youngest son went into treatment when he was about 16 and a half, my oldest when he was about 19, and today one's 25 and one's 30. So it was a long journey. When we were in the thick of it, I can only describe it as our family going through our own private 9/11. That's probably the best way to sum it up.
Being a part of the Parent Support Network is just awesome and it's amazing. I feel honored to be part of this because we're embracing this new treatment or this new training method, which is so intuitive and so natural. And to be able to come together, I feel, is the tip of the iceberg, and the evolution of this breakthrough modality is just awesome. And to share our excitement, it's very, very contagious. You don't have to separate yourself from your child. In fact, I found that through craft, parents and their children have actually gotten closer. It's brought families together as opposed to where the addiction will break families apart.
I understood early on that I didn't cause this, I can't control it, I can't, cure it. That made some sense to me. But that fourth C is what resonated most for me, and that's that I can contribute. So I think that, by staying involved, by being engaged, by being aware, to have those lines of communication open, to keep trying to gather information and learn more about what our family's options were. That would help keep us moving forward. No matter how rocky the road was, no matter how wild the roller coaster ride was, that there was an opportunity to pause, to hit the pause button, which I think is what craft does a lot today, is it gives people to hit that big pause button and think about what all their options are so they can bring a little bit of clarity to all the craziness and chaos that they're in.
There have been some amazing takeaways from craft. I think the most important is self-care. We often forget about ourselves. And the book and the 20-minute guide and the book, it has so much information and great analogies. The analogy of things that we do every day. You can love your child through recovery, or you can love your loved one through recovery. When we wait for a loved one to hit bottom, we hit bottom with them.
My wife and I both, we may have hated the drugs, but we never stopped loving our kids. Craft has just been a real motivator, for me.
The parents I work with, they're not asking for a lot. They're asking for sometimes just a little bit of hope. And it's one of the first things they ask is this a hopeless situation? Is it possible for my child to get better? And what CRAFT does, it gives them strategies and tools and a plan that everyone can be actively involved with. And that's hope. Even if it's a small, minor change, over time, those changes will become monumental. They're asking for hope, and CRAFT gives hope.
In some cases, I literally have seen parents in tears, literally, crying for CRAFT. They just don't know that's what it is that they're asking for. Just a few days ago, I read the book Beyond Addiction, and at page 34, I started to think about some of the books I'd been reading for 5, 10, 12 years, and I said, I should probably toss those out. I think by page 78 or 79, I actually did. I thought about giving them to some other parents, but I said, nope, this is, it's just so different. It's so new, it's science-based, but it's more important to me, it aligns with who you are as a parent. What I would wish for in a perfect world is that if we could someday have a little bit of CRAFT sprinkled across these support groups, because I view CRAFT as very complementary. I don't view it as some sort of competitive threat, if you will, in any way. The more parents open their minds to what new things are out there, especially if it's something that's science-based and it's aligned with how they were when their kids were little, raising them, taking good care of them, that a lot of this will make sense. And a lot of this will start to be second nature over time. So I do think in the end, you can absolutely help the situation. You can help yourselves. You can help your family, heal and bring back a lot of fun, into your life for everybody.